right, welcome back. We are about a month away from heading back to school, and here at KPRC2, we're going to help you get classroom ready, you and the kiddos. This morning, we're going to be talking all things sleep related and what parents need to be doing to help set their kids up for success. Joining me now is Dr. Sudha Telavajula, sleep physician with UT Health Houston and Memorial Hermann, to help us parents get to the bottom of this. Doctor, thank you for joining us this morning.
Pleasure to be here.
Okay, doctor, so let's just talk about how much sleep should kids be getting each night? I'm sure it varies, right, from the different age ranges.
It does, and the American Academy of Sleep Medicine looked at precisely that and came up with guidelines about a few years ago. And initially, there was a lot of resistance from the community because guess what? Teenagers need about 9 hours of sleep.
Wow.
If you're looking at middle school kids, that's 10 hours. And if you're looking at elementary school kids, it's somewhere between 10 and 11 hours too. So guess how many teenagers are actually getting that much sleep?
Right.
Not very many. So it's not the standard 8 hours that you might expect for an adult. It is actually much more than that.
Much more. Okay, we're in the middle of summer, so we know that sleep schedules are very different right now. They're kind of wonky. So when should parents start really working to transition their kids to get back to that school sleep schedule?
It really depends on where the kids are in the summer. In general, most teenagers have a physiologic tendency to go to sleep late. I mean, that's just a hormonal change, and not a lot of us can help that. But as school starts to get closer, depending on how late the child may be sleeping, it's probably good to start advancing about half an hour, maybe every 1 to 2 days. So give yourself enough time, maybe about a week or two. And the best way to do that really is to have the child go to bed maybe half an hour sooner, and then wake them up half an hour sooner than their normal time, and walk out into the bright sunlight, because sunlight is what keeps our sleep cycles in check. That's really the most important environmental cue that one gets. It's also important to restrict naps and make sure that the child is busy during the day, so they keep most of their sleep burden restricted for the night rather than sleeping it off in the middle of the day.
Yes, I know that when my daughter, my 6-year-old, goes to camp all day, she sleeps through the night. If she's not busy or doing a lot, on the screen time, then she doesn't sleep very well. Speaking of screen time, we know that kids do it. We know they probably do it before bed. What is your advice when it comes to cutting that off before they go to sleep?
It's usually easier to replace rather than remove. So in order to replace screen time, usually I talk to parents about perhaps investing in paper books, something that a child might do that doesn't involve a screen. It's not just the blue light emanating from the screen, it's also the content on the screen. So usually the recommendation is about 2 hours prior to bedtime, and sometimes even 3 to restrict light of any sort, blue light particularly. It's also important for parents to model that same behavior, because they see that parents are doing the same thing. Kids are not likely to listen.
They're not going to do it. Exactly. Okay, why is sleep so important, especially for kids? I mean, you're talking about hormonal changes. It can just change your body drastically.
It can. Basically, sleep affects everything, because the entire human being sleeps. It affects everything, every system, every organ known to man. Most importantly, in this age group, it affects learning. I mean, if you think about school children ending up sleepless at school, in fact, there are a lot of unfortunate ADHD suspicions and other misdiagnoses because of sleep deficit. So learning, memory consolidation, processing, being able to focus on what you're learning the next day and remembering what you've done the previous day. Mood regulation, for example. In teenagers, it's already a period of sort of turbulence in their emotional and mood domains, and sleeplessness doesn't help that. In older kids, we're talking about kids who are just starting to learn to drive, and sleepless kids, inexperienced drivers on the street. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, sleep is so important. All right, doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning with those amazing tips to help us get back into a routine. And be sure to go to click2houston.com/scene at 7 for more on this very important topic.